Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is day 5 of the 5-day instant elevation manifestation. I'm just going to grab this. I had a note to share a couple particular things here. So this is our day 5. If you are watching the recording, you can go back to day 0, and it will behoove you to do so because we're going a little bit deeper and deeper each day with this tool as a way to ground presence in the body, put the light in the lighthouse, activate power for the purpose of manifesting your highest life. Your body is vibrational. You are electromagnetic first and foremost. And so it's constantly sending a signal that interfaces with everything in reality, people, stuff, your computer, and has an effect, has an impact. And that literally creates the circumstances of your life, creates them to be expansive, joyful, free. There's freedom, harmony, love, ease, abundance, true wealth, or the opposite, chaos. Oh, it's one thing after another. Illness, physical illness, disease, literally turning on the genes for disease and turning off the genes for healing. So your point of consciousness is your creative power. So welcome. I'd love to hear where you're joining from. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. I just wanted to pop in early so people could find this. So each day in this 5-day challenge, we've done a 15-minute integration using the instant elevation tool, which is just a really basic way of getting presence in the body to activate conscious choice, to activate conscious manifestation. And I'll stay beyond that a little bit to answer questions and things like that. But I wanted to keep this, concise. So it's something that we're going deep enough to create changes in the brain and create changes in the physiology. But, we don't need to take hours at this because then it's not as available to as many people. And I know there's a lot of people who are ready to receive this and ready to step into a higher way of being in their body and a higher consciousness in their life. So, hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I know we have people from all over the world, which is always so exciting. For those of you who don't know me, I am a physician. I was an emergency medicine physician and trained in trauma and critical care. But before that, had been really interested in mind-body medicine, how the body heals itself, how the mind and body are connected. And this has been, I think, like the pinnacle focus of my life. Since I was a very young age, I had my own awakening experience and really needed to learn this for myself personally. And so it's really shaped who I am as a physician. And I've now dedicated my entire career centered around this, because to me, activating the body's ability to heal itself should be first and foremost in every single thing that we do medically, right? Everything should be to assist and support that, to accelerate that, not to just kind of override symptoms and cover them up. And you think you're better, but you're actually not, because we're just suppressing it back into your body. So that is who I am and what I'm doing. My site is at drkimd.com, and you can subscribe there if you'd like to continue to receive information from me. If you're in YouTube, subscribe and hit the bell. So every time I go live, or, we post each week, we go live on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain for MindBody TV. You will be sure to receive that. So let's begin. Everyone take a deep breath. Breathe into your body. Let everything go. Make a noise as you exhale. Doesn't matter if people are around. Most people are so absorbed in their own thing anyway. So just a couple inhales and make a noise as you exhale. Last one. Drop into your body. Close your eyes. If that's not available, then pull the car over, because it is so, so valuable to take the time and actually shift your state, rather than just stay in your ordinary state and continue doing whatever you're doing, because it's not going to create anything different until you shift your state. Your first and foremost energy. You are electromagnetic. So breathing in, as you close your eyes, feel your body. So the first part of this 3-step instant elevation is awareness. We're going to cultivate awareness in the body. Hi, body. Here we are. How are you? How are you feeling? What's coming up? And there may be awareness like, oh, there's a heaviness. Oh, I've been worrying about my day. Okay, great. Thank you. Check in. There may be like, I don't know what I'm feeling. So do the 1 to 10 scale. Go back and you can see that in the earlier videos. Practice on a scale of 1 to 10. How alive do I feel right now? If 10 is the most alive and vibrant and joyful, how in allowance of myself am I right now? How fully am I breathing in my body right now? Any check-in will do because it cultivates awareness. How fully is my breath coming through my whole body on a scale of 1 to 10? How present am I? How sensing am I to what's happening in me? It's just information, because some people might be like, I'm an 01. I have no idea what's happening in me. What are you even talking about? But if you're at a 1 and aware of that 1, you are at a higher frequency. You bring your system, your body, your cells into a higher frequency. Then, I have no idea. I'm not even aware of where I am or what's happening or anything going on in my body. So it automatically increases your frequency just to have awareness. This is so important to remember, because if we remember that just awareness alone, I'm vibing at a 1 right now. Maybe I don't like it. Maybe there's thoughts that are like, how do I fix it? Be aware of those too. But if all I am is aware, okay, I'm aware, here's the 1, high 3, right? High, I don't even know. Oh, okay, there's that. High bewilderment. You don't even have to have a name for it. High body, check in, breathing out. How are we? Just ask the question. It will cultivate awareness. And if all we do is cultivate 2% more awareness, we are in a higher frequency. It increases the frequency of the body. Why is this so important? Just stay with your eyes closed and breathe. Your body is sending out an electromagnetic signal, a very powerful one, not a subtle one that is felt by everything and everyone around you and has significant impact on everyone and everything around you. Impact, like not only it shifts your physiology, keep breathing with what you notice. Breathe into your cells. It shifts your physiology. It shifts your chemistry. It shifts your hormones. Detoxification is improved. Gut microbiome frequency increases. Digestion is improved. Brain changes start to happen. So just sit with this. I'm noticing what I'm noticing, or I'm noticing that I'm not noticing anything, and I think I have no clue. Great, notice that too. Few breaths for awareness. Feel your pelvis. It not only shifts your physiology, it shifts the actual physiology and chemistry and brain states of those around you. This has been quantifiably shown in science, which is super cool, right? We can see this. We can detect your electromagnetic field up to 8 to 10 feet from your body. So whenever there's something you want to change in your life, whenever there's something you want to manifest, first go into awareness. I have to get here now first before anything can happen. Put the light in the lighthouse. Good. So now breathing. When you shift your breathing, let your shoulders relax. You can move them up and then let them plop back down. Feel a little bit of release of tension. You could even shake your hands out. Move your neck around. And that alone will let some of the breath come more fully into the abdomen. So now you shift the breath to let the abdomen expand. And the first thing you may notice is, I'm not breathing into my belly. There's tightness. Good. Notice that. Thank you, body. Yawning is good. Tears are good. Any energy flow. This is all evidence of energy moving. Things coming up and intensifying. Sensation intensifying is also a sign of energy moving, even though it may feel a little uncomfortable, even though the mind may resist it. Okay, thank you. I invite this sensation. Let the belly expand with the breath, like a big balloon. If your body's not adept at that yet, just see the balloon. Your body will begin to recalibrate, and then let everything exhale. Let your belly sink back in. So 5 to 10 breaths. If you set your alarm 3 times a day, just do 5 breaths, 10 breaths. Right now we're doing a little bit more. Okay, and now we can invite the energy to move. Body, thank you for showing me what's here. And if nothing's here, body, I'm willing to sit in the no thing. All that's happening is you're making space for the brain to recalibrate and begin to pay attention to this energy field. If you've blocked it out for a long time, focusing on the outer, your brain's not registering it. You got to turn up the gain just by doing this practice. It will begin to notice what you're bringing your attention to. So right now we're still in the A and B, presencing the body, shifting the breathing out of the fight or flight breathing into the relaxation response that activates more awareness and activates self-healing. Let everything go on the exhales. Everything you're feeling, everything you're sensing, known and unknown resistance, let it go with the exhale. And you can call back your energy. Anything flying off over there in the future, what I hope happens, what I hope doesn't happen, all control, fear, anxiety is when my energy has been put over there in the future. It's not right here in my body. Bring it back right here, right now in your body. It will transmute the fear. It will transmute trauma, old trauma you're carrying. Any of your energy in the past, anger, resentment, old patterns, trepidation, protection. Let me make sure I do it like this because otherwise she's going to say that and then I'll do this. Past, I'm like recreating the past. Erase the chalkboard of the past. Bring all of that energy right here, right now into the body. And if you did know how, what would that look like? Bring it right into the center of your chest. You can tap on the chest. You can put your hand on your chest. And then anything outside of you, other people, responsibilities, obligations. Well, I have to do this because expectations. Erase the chalkboard of that. Erase the chalkboard of identity, beliefs. I can't do that. All the ideas I have about myself, release that. And pull all the energy that was vested in that. That is you right here, right now, and breathe. Feel the center of your chest. Don't think about this. Just bring your attention to your chest. Exhale and let all those things go. Good. Now we'll go into 3. So that's kind of A and B together. If you've been practicing with me since the beginning here, it's a little easier each day. And this time I want you to, in your C, which is conscious choice, A, B, C, awareness, breathe, choose. Acknowledge and witness the manifestation that is here. So when we want to manifest things, we're very aware of how we're not there. I don't want to have this. I want to have that. But you can only create more of what you already focus on. So find a point of acknowledgement. Do I feel a little lighter? And if it's the opposite, do I feel a little denser? Do I feel things more intensely than I did 5 minutes ago? That is the same thing. That is acknowledgement. Wow, there's energy moving here. We've got to acknowledge what is here in order to feed it, expand it, and let it continue. And this is what will create greater manifestation. Sorry about that. Okay, so And my C, I choose to acknowledge what is here. Maybe it's very subtle. Like, okay, I feel 2% lighter, but I still have cancer. Yeah, but let's just bring our attention on there is a shift here. Okay, even though this, the money still doesn't appear in my bank account, or my lover hasn't come into my life, or my cells are still inflamed, but there is this little bit of lightness, or there is this little bit of intensity to everything I'm sensing. I'm just going to acknowledge that something has shifted. That's it. That's all you need. A little goes a long way. Something is happening. There is a point of power here. Something's happening. It might not be what my mind thinks I want. It's not the full manifestation. Start with what is showing up. Might just be a subtle energetic shift, an electromagnetic shift, which actually is the foundation for all of reality. So it's actually a big, big thing. But to the mind, it might kind of bump it out altogether. Notice what you notice and breathe. Okay, and now my choice is yes to even more of this. Yes to even more energy coming up to move out. Yes to even more, letting it intensify because I've suppressed it so long. Intensification is okay. Add breath and you have dissolution. Lynette feeling a little bit better. She had said there was a migraine. So this will allow the body to release tension and even the blood vessels to release imbalance. So it can rebalance things like even migraine or headaches or cancer, inflammation, MS, autoimmune disease, thyroid disease, chronic pain syndromes, gut dysbiosis, SIBO. My choice is even more expansion. Take another few deep breaths. I choose to activate my power and let it activate my life. I choose my power and I let it activate my life. That's your conscious choice. So super simple. C could be much more involved. I'm going to make a conscious choice. I'm going to go and exercise. I'm going to make a conscious choice. I'm going to read this book that is so enlightening. I'm going to make a conscious choice. I'm going to forgive, call up and say, you're off the hook. I am so sorry I blamed you for this. Somebody in my life. And there may be something bigger, but the most subtle is also powerful. I consciously choose to allow this expansion. I consciously choose to receive unconditional vitality. I consciously choose to receive unconditional wealth, freedom, money, relationships. And now feel the energy of that. It's going to be two things. It's going to be like, oh, yes, that's awesome, right? Breathe it in. Or, oh God, no, I can't have that. There's the other response that might come up. Breathe into that. I love you. I love you. I love you. Welcome the resistance. So welcome the higher manifestation, the higher energy, and welcome all resistance to it. You can say it out loud. Put your hand on your heart. I welcome resistance to health, wealth, and wholeness. Fisher's carpet cleaning said, you're reading my mind. Take a few more deep breaths. Thank yourself for being here. You can bring your hands to either just around your heart or bring your hands together and just say, thank you for being here. Thank you, self, for choosing this. Because sometimes the mind's like, nothing happened. It wasn't enough. I don't know what she's talking about. But there's a part of you that got you here. Thank that part. Thank you for getting me here anyway. I have no idea what this chick is talking about. Thank you for something that may be opening in me. Or maybe you're like, whoa, the whole universe just revealed itself to me. I'm here. Something sparked. Thank you. Thank you, self, for showing up to this. Claudia said, focusing on the slightest shifts has been a life changer. Thank you for saying that. I want to revisit that. We're just going to do one more minute. So with this conscious choice, what if my conscious choice today is I will appreciate, I will notice and acknowledge. Acknowledge is sometimes appreciate can get a little tricky. I will acknowledge even the most subtle shifts. I will acknowledge this, right? My mind's like, yeah, but But something in me is like, well, there's something here. I will acknowledge even the slightest subtlety, because that is the electromagnetic shift, and it is the foundation of your entire reality. If you shifted just 0.2% your vibration, every single thing, every single cell in your body just changed. Your DNA just shifted significantly, not insignificantly. It's an amplified effect. So practice this. Set your alarm 3 times a day. If you're interested to come to the event in Dallas, we will be activating this in a much more powerful way in your cells, in the room. Step into it. What are you ready to step into for the rest of your life? Like, what else is there to do? There's nothing that's more important than being the whole me, the full me, the real me to a higher degree. So choose this. Set your alarm 3 times a day. Let it go off. ABC tool. And you do maybe 30 seconds. Hi, body. Oh boy, let me shift my breathing. And maybe you don't even have time that you get to a full opening of the breath, but you're like, all right, I notice there's tightness in my body. It's okay, there's tightness in my body. I welcome what's here. And then it just opened. Like a whole new level in my body opened. So when I'm putting my attention outside of me, it tenses the body. Bring it back. So ABC, hi body, shift my breathing. I consciously choose to allow my expansion. I notice even the subtlest of shifts of lightness, and I let that expand to impact everything in my life. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to stay on for another 10 minutes or so to look at questions. And but we're complete with the integration part of this exercise. And I'm so grateful that so many people have been here to join. Oh, the event link, if you would like to join me for the MindBody Awakening event, is at drkimd.com/Dallas. We have had a lot of questions about live streaming, and that is still not a for sure happening. I think we're going to keep this in the room, but we will keep you posted. So you can check in if that's something you're interested in. Be sure you're subscribed at drkimd.com. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the ripples you are sending out to the world. You are a blessing. Oh, thank you. Just search. How did that feel in your body? What did you notice? What has happened? Did you notice nothing? I don't notice anything. There's kind of 3 things that happen. Either, whoa, there's a lightness, or even a physical lightness. My shoulders feel lighter. My breath is coming more easily. I emotionally feel lighter. Or very, very common, oh, there's a heaviness. My pain just got worse. I was feeling a little anxious. Now I'm full out panic. Things are intensifying. Welcome that too. Right? Or like, oh, I was worried about such and such. Now I'm really in the worry. Yeah, you just went deeper into your experience. The deeper you are in the experience, the deeper the breath will transmute the experience. The more fully the breath will transmute the experience. And you guys, this is energy that's not just coming up now. It's been there for decades. Fear, shame, I'm not enough. It's not okay. I've got to do more. Avoidance. It's been there forever. And can I let some of it release so that I'm at a higher frequency and my life manifests and as a reflection of that? So those are the 3 things. So that's the second thing that can happen, right? It's intensifying. Don't let the mind fool you into making that wrong. I must be doing it wrong. It's worse. Don't be afraid of what's arising. More intensity, more breath. And then the third thing is, I feel nothing. And there's 2 things happening with that third scenario that a lot of people, you haven't tuned in. That's why we practice this. Set your alarm 3 times a day. You become more adept. We haven't been tuning into the inner world. We're so much been tuning into the outer world. So it's like, there's nothing. I don't know. Yeah, your brain is registering it. It's just not conscious yet. Your nervous system is registering it. Your energetic system is registering it. You're just not in the sensitivity to consciously register it yet. Give it another practice. Give it another minute, right? Because if you're like, I'm going to sit into the no thing anyway, now all of a sudden more awareness comes up, more sensation comes up. And we can literally let ourselves be aware to an infinite degree, right? Like, how are my children doing right now? What is their state of well-being? What do they need? What does she need from me? What will contribute the most to my life and my business today? What's one thing I could do, right? And you can let that awareness come in. But tuning into the subtle body is one of the greatest superpowers you can possibly cultivate. So that's the third thing. And that's one of the reasons why it may be like nothing. The other reason that it's like nothing, I don't feel anything, is resistance. And you'll notice it's that one. If you're like, I don't feel anything. I've tried. I've been doing this. I've been doing this every day and nothing happens. Arguing for the limitation. So just ask, oh, am I supporting my own limiting belief? Am I arguing for the limitation? Am I supporting my own limiting conclusion? Oh, what if I didn't do that? So in that last scenario, where am I not actually open to have an experience I can't control? That is always the case of that sort of, like I said, 3 things, and that's like 3B. There's 3A and 3B, and 3B is like, I'm actually in closure. So the brain can't register new information because I'm not actually ready to let in something I don't already understand, to let in something I don't control. So if you're willing to be out of control, you can have a new experience. You can let your brain change. Your brain is already neuroplastic. It will do this. It will recalibrate. Someone in Facebook, when the feeling intensified, how long a time does it take for it to be less intense? It depends on how much presence you bring to the sensation. Hours, days, weeks. No, not usually. If you presence it, like take maybe 20 minutes right now. And this is one of my favorite osteopathic mentors said to me, if you approach your patient like you have all day, it'll take 5 minutes. If you approach your patient like you have 5 minutes, it will take all day. So I would actually put a caveat to what I just said, where it's like, no, it's not going to be days and weeks. It could be years and decades if you are resistant. And resistance looks like, when's it going to shift? Why haven't you shifted yet? What's wrong? Am I doing it wrong? I must be doing it wrong because it hasn't worked. I have an agenda, right? I'm not breathing for the sake of connecting more fully in love with what's here. I'm breathing for the sake of making something change. So if you show up to your practice to get somewhere else, you're in resistance of where you are. If you show up to your practice to meet where you are more fully, you are already somewhere else. It's like that. Okay, so most people stay in resistance for not even just years. It's like their life, decades, because there's always the, oh, okay, I guess I'll sit with this, but I mean, I better change. So think of it like a child. Hello, sweet little child. What do you have for me? I love you. I love you. I love you. Show me more. Yes, show me more. Because how is that child, which your nature is like the childlike nature, going to respond to, oh, God, I've been breathing you for like 5 minutes. What the hell's wrong with you? Are you going to change or not? Right? That's like abusive. So that's the biggest determinant of how long will it take to shift. It's how willing am I to meet it? And sometimes I'll sit with things for days. I mean, it doesn't usually last days anymore, but sometimes, it could be a day where I'm like, I'm still with this. Yes, I love you. I welcome it with everything I am because I know what's happening. And so this person's saying, well, how can I trust that? It's really a matter of, will I surrender to my nature? It's just your nature. It's not something outside of you. It's not an idea outside of you that I'm telling you. Just trust it. Hang in there. It's you getting curious about what's happening in you. And the more you're curious, it's still here. What is this? Give it a color, give it a texture, give it a temperature, breathe into it. In fact, in the Instant Elevation program, which is at drkimd.com/IEP, that's what we go into. We go deeper into, how do I transmute these energies? And like all the programs I've created, there's some component of that. Will you keep these available? Yes, we will have these on a playlist on YouTube. It's under the Instant Elevation Manifestation Challenge. Claudia, I've been able to accept my feelings of powerlessness and hopelessness. I never knew I could feel light around such heaviness. It's been really amazing. Bravo. That is awesome. That's it, right? Everything dissolves in the light of our presence. Everything that is not us. What we truly are is stronger. What we are not dissolves. My RA, my rheumatoid arthritis, has been more inflamed over the past 5 days. The pain and the fear are beginning to dissipate. This is when I talk about acknowledgement. If you acknowledge the subtle shift and don't go into, yeah, but I still have, fill in the blank. Acknowledge the subtle shifts. Yes, and what would it take for this to expand into my physical body? Yes, and what would it take for it to be even more noticeable? During the day while I'm hurting, I remember to breathe and accept the pain, and it releases so much. That's great. So that's great, because rheumatoid arthritis, people will ask me a lot, like, but this is chemical inflammation. This is degeneration in my joint. All of these cells are open to the shift, 100%. And yes, doesn't mean I have to make that a goal. I'm going to shift this, put cartilage back in place and shift the bony structure. Don't go for that. It is, of course, we've seen that. Everything you can think of has been shown clinically, like in medical studies. Like, I have cancer cells and they do another MRI and there's not a single cancer cell in the whole body. What? Right? Quantum shift. But don't make that an attachment. So start with, like, all right, what if I just feel not as afraid about my pain? That's lighter. Oh, now I feel actually there's less pain here. That's lighter. Oh, now there's no pain. Maybe there's still degeneration, but you're going to focus on where the shift is so that you let that expand. Any decision about whether the event will be streamed live, I ask with love. We are still contemplating that because it is a much, much bigger production to do it that way for the Dallas event, but I will keep you posted. And if you are subscribed, we'll make sure we get the message out very clearly. When I do it, I notice more shift than I often do when I practice alone. Yeah, well, you can watch the video then. I have that happen as well. Sometimes it stabilizes me into my own presence when I'm with someone else. You often see, keep your spine straight, but isn't your spine always straight? No. Is it okay lying down? So if your spine's not straight, like say you're like slouching over, like the breath comes through your body in a different way. And doesn't mean to be actually, straight. There's always that gentle curve in the spine. It's a natural curve, but keep your spine aligned. And yeah, it can happen laying down as well, and that's beneficial. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Pillow Lee. Porsche, this AM when I practice, I had such immense challenge focusing my mind. Any advice? Yes, find sensation. Feel something. Sense the bum on the seat. Sense the soles of your feet. Put your hand on your heart. Feel the breath in the body. It will give you a new focal point. Okay. Yes, yesterday was much heavier. Lots of shifting. I needed this. My body is abuzz with energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been following you and listening for years, apparently with resistance. And now I'm allowing. That's awesome. I have a lot of people who will say that. They're like, I've been listening to you for years, and oh my God, today I got what you said for the first time. Or like got it to a deeper level, which is awesome. We're always expanding. So we'll hear things differently. All right, I have 1 more minute. What about when grief shows up? How do you move through it in the moment? Yeah. Am I willing to presence even this? Compassion. Right? Compassion is the space that allows me to welcome in even the most intense grief, right? So more intensity, more breath, more intensity, more compassion. All right. I love you guys. Oh, Fisher Carpeting. You're good. You've been helping me get over my wife's passing of breast cancer. Sweet love. Well, everyone is welcome to continue to play. We'll be here live every week, 11 a.m. Wednesdays for MindBody TV. I have some really great episodes coming up. Yes, incorporating tapping will help. Do it in the C. So do A, do B, and then go into tapping. Sometimes I'll just kind of tap, here I am, body, but I always integrate presence in the body, shifting my breath. The tapping is the tip of the iceberg. Don't make it the cake. The awareness in the body, breathing with love and compassion, bringing breath, light, and willingness to sense what you're sensing. This is like 90% of the equation. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, acknowledging any negative emotion is going to let it begin to move. Say, I love you. I love you. I love you. All right. Keep me posted. Marissa said, I did your pain home program in March. It has helped me shift out of struggle and working so hard into presence, being, and truly loving myself. Couldn't have done it without your guidance. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you. All of the programs are on drkimd.com. If you go to the button that says start here, it will bring you through a little quiz and guide you around, like, where might I start here with either the book, the MindBody Toolkit, or one of the online programs. I am very excited that we've done this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. I love you guys. We will keep growing, keep breathing, keep expanding. Bye. Thank you.